Now arrives the hour of action.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it.
For depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury.
To subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws.
All experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed.
But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security.
We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
And we're going to take our country back from these people.
Take back our constitutional God-given rights. You damn right. You damn right.
Now arrives the hour of...
You damn right. You damn right. States are profiting off the destruction of our families. What do we want? Justice! States are profiting off the destruction of our families. You damn right. States are profiting off the destruction of our families. What do we want? Justice! States are profiting off the destruction of our families.
And we're going to take our country back from these people.
You damn right. You damn right.
Now arrives the hour of action.
Welcome to Live at 5. For the Nancy, in remembrance or in memory of the memory of Nancy Scheafer event in Clarkesville, Georgia. And I'll tell you what, I got to remember to turn my volume off here so I can't hear myself, but you guys can hear me because it drives me crazy. But as I'm setting it up, I always have it on. The bugs, I just switched to OS 10. Windows 10, and it's driving me crazy, but I'm getting it all worked out. I think you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can't, please. Evalia Bojo, what do we want Justice One now? For who? For family, for children, for families. We, the family rights movement is justice for fathers, mothers, and children. And I think it's a way to get our message across in those crucial seconds of talking to somebody for the first time, a legislator or somebody on the street, to capture them. You know, you say the father's rights movement, the other way. You say the mother's rights movement, depending on the gender, other way. Children's rights, yes, people will listen. But CPS, they use the in the best interest of the child's doctrine, and you know, children's rights has become all muddied up. Families' rights is what we're about. We're about keeping the family together, whether they're together or not. If the family is together, there's no reason to extort them and steal their children. If the family cannot resolve their differences and they separate, that's too bad. But that's no reason to extort one parent or the other parent so far as to destroy the child's life, which is happening now in the family court system. You know, I finally got my old laptop, you know, the one that I killed the hard drive. I thought the whole thing was destroyed. Well, I've got this new setup and I've got some stuff, and I revived it. I revived my old streaming laptop. There's a new hard drive in it, of course. So I'm using it to download some videos. Even though I have a lot on this computer, I'm downloading more for the event. And I'm re-listening to Nancy, and, you know, I thought that she never really mentioned family court, but she does. She does mention family court. It is symbiotic. She saw the connection. I mean, her focus, she went down the rabbit hole of children trafficking, child trafficking, human trafficking, which is horrible. And now Trump is, of course, speaking about that, and all that is great. I hope that he actually does something with it. But if he listens to us, we can help a lot with child trafficking. Like Belinda was talking about yesterday, the history of it and everything. If the lower courts do not have jurisdiction over families, then they'll have a much harder time trafficking children. I'm not wearing my hat today. Sorry if my forehead, my hairline is blinding you. I know I'm a very pale guy. I'm a pasty mofo, as they say. But look what I got. Look what I got. Finally, the original shirt company I tried to use, they didn't have a phone number. So I eventually canceled the order. They're trying to give me only 85% back, and I'm not having it. So I'm going back and forth with them a little bit. Ordered from this other company. The design came out exactly the way I had it, and it was here within like 3 freaking days. And I've been dealing with this other company for a month, and they just couldn't get it right. So what this Friday show is about is just a Q&A. Do you have questions about the event in Georgia? I am here to answer them. So please, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you, Avelia. If you wouldn't mind calling the number. Let me get out of studio mode here so I can actually see the number, even though I should have it memorized. 408-638-0968, and then you enter 376-657-800 to join the meeting. If you do join, I'm having problems with my other camera. I'm not sure why that is. I only have one camera. I don't have a Zoom cam. So if you join, you won't see me. We'll just be talking on Zoom, but I'll put your image up if you'd like. So until there's any questions, I can go through here. Ted, you are going to have the shirts at the memorial? Yes. Yeah, I'm not trying to, I don't know what, I just want, we're going to have an event, right? I wanted to have an event in the area that would have the most impact, where Nancy lived and died and was born there in Habersham County, I believe. And the fact that there hasn't been an event there was strange to me. So I made an event there. And I'd be happy. I'm very thankful to Francesca and Punish for helping me with this. I need the help, I'm just one person. And again, if anybody out there wants to help with video editing with me, just starting off with getting Wheel of Judiciary up and running again, that's the only way I'm going to do it again. Is if I get some help. And Brenda Johnson has been a huge help. She's in the middle of school. I'm not going to push her too much, but if we could get like a small wheel team together, like Brenda and I and like 2, 3, 4 other people, we could each spend like a half an hour a week, and it would be done, and we could have a great show, and we could all, it could be like the 4 of us or 5 of us on the show. I don't mind. I don't care how it comes together. I mean, people liked it, I thought. But if people like it enough to help, then let's keep doing it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, it's too much work for me. It takes hours and hours and hours for one person for 45 minutes, like 10 hours sometimes. Okay. Well, let's focus on it. Let's if people want to, we'll talk about it sometime in Georgia or after the fact if you can't make it for whatever reason, but I certainly hope you can. Repeat the number. It's 408-638-0968, and then the Zoom ID, and it's behind everything. Here, I'll just put it in front of me. 376-657-800 to join. So there it is. 408-638-0968. 376-657-800 to join. See if I can get this back in place. Meow. There we go. So, where is Clarksville, Georgia? I should have put that up on the map first, but here is, let's go to this. I might have to, man, there's so much stuff in here already. Oh, wrong one. Nancy poster. And then we want to go to, where am I here? This. This is the kind of the west side, northwest side of Clarksville, Georgia, downtown Georgia. Here's the courthouse, Habersham County Courthouse. A lot of the pictures of Clarksville will have this gazebo right here. And let me tell you, I don't know what this map is from. I don't know what the subject is. I guess they're trying to sell or develop this little area here, which makes a lot of sense, but it's a hill. This doesn't really show the topographical area. It just kind of looks flat. But maybe you can kind of tell by this tree line here, this is a shadow. The trees are way up here. This is a big, big, steep hill right here. So almost wherever you're staying, unless you're north of here staying at a campground, most likely you'll be coming down this road, Grant Street. I'm not sure what I think that's a state road, but once you get to Clarksville, it's called Grant Street. And then this right here is Main Street, right? And so the main traffic here goes this way, takes a left right in front of the courthouse. Like, all right, we have somebody, Thomas Crane. And then, so this is Pitts Park, obviously, you can see right there. All of this. There's the stage, which you can see in the poster. Here's the playground. Hello, Thomas Crane. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. Can everybody hear Thomas? Ed, yes. I'm sorry I missed your call yesterday. I was almost going to call you today. I heard that Joyce... oh, there she is. Joyce is going to be riding with you. I understand. That's awesome, man. I'm so glad Joyce can make it. So that means she can sing for us on stage. So Thomas, do you have any questions, my man? My blah, blah, blah.
Hey, I just wanted to say I like your setup, by the way, too. It almost makes it look like jumping off cliffs and skydiving.
Oh, cool.
But you said it's from a 9 to 5 that this event's taking place? Or is there really no
the time
frame?
The time, yeah. I mean, 9 to 5 is safe.
Yeah.
It's all day. It's all day long. So the way it's set up, I want to be there early. I'll probably be there on Friday because I'd like to, go to City Hall and say hi to Barbara and see if I could talk to the mayor, Barry Aycock, again, and then go down the street, maybe get some posters, small ones, printed up and put them up in the shops on Friday while they're open, and then we're going to be doing something on Saturday. I'm not sure, but people will be around. People will start filtering in on Saturday, and then Sunday the event. I'll be there super early, as the sun's rising, and we'll go until dark if we want to. It totally depends on how many people show up, how much people want to share. A lot of the people going already are either performing or speaking, so there's a lot to listen to, and plus we have a projector. I know I'll be showing a lot of clip videos of Nancy Scheafer, but also more recent news videos, short videos, similar to the Fox coverage of Tori Harper that I shared that got like 170,000 views just on my own Facebook profile. Stuff like that I'll be sharing, and as I guess I'm going to be opening it up, I'll play it by ear, and then this one video I've watched quite a few times of Nancy. It's shorter. It's like 13 minutes. I may show that on the projector screen and talk about that and how things have evolved in the last 8 years since she's been gone. But and we still haven't figured out lunch. That's one answer I don't have, but I'm assuming what will happen is, and I've talked about this with other people organizing other events, and usually we can, that's something I'm going to try to work out beforehand, possibly even Friday, looking into catering service, seeing if somebody can make us a bunch of sandwiches or something, or have somebody just collect some lunch money and go out and get us some pizza or something, or take a break. You know, we could all take a break in the middle of the day and go downtown. I mean, it's like a 10-minute walk to some of the shops.
Here's an do we have somebody that can work on that?
Oh yeah, it's just, yeah, that's something we never touched on that one meeting we were all in last week. But that's something we should start thinking about, because it would certainly be expensive for somebody to pay for everybody's lunch, but somebody collecting lunch money, there's a number of ways to do lunch, and then dinner afterwards. We can all pick a place to go to dinner. Some people might be going to Brian Lee's event in DC the next day and want to book it right at 5 o'clock and get dinner on the way. But there's, the options are infinite. And here is Francesca.
Yuppers, I saw that. Hi, Fran.
Right at 5 o'clock. And hi, Francesca. I think you must be
Hello, can you hear me? I don't want to...
Okay.
Am I muted?
Yep, we can hear you, Fran.
We can hear you.
Okay. I just want to say, Ted, I'm going to do another Zoom tomorrow night at 7.
Okay, cool. Great. Yeah, I guess we should...
So if you want to
talk about how we want to handle lunch and stuff and things. But that's easy, Easy stuff. I think we might have lost her.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Now I can. It's a little shaky.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Is that any better? I'm sorry.
Sounds all right. Sounds all right now.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I just wanted to say one thing, and I'm going to get off because I'm watching, but I'm going to do a Zoom meeting tomorrow night at 8:30. So anybody because we do have the campground available to us, I'm going to be doing a class on the Saturday night, pre the protest or pre the rally and everything, but or the Nancy Scheafer event. I'm saying it wrong because it's really not a protest.
Right.
I don't think it's a protest.
Not really.
So if anybody needs carpooling, campgrounds, all that kind of stuff, I'd like for them to all to get in tomorrow night so we can get that all booked up. So if everybody can stay together, that would be really great. The campground is gorgeous on the lake.
Okay.
And it'd be nice for everybody to work together and, be together and hang out together.
All right. So. Well, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll get the information from that, and I'll stay at the campground. There's a Super 8 that I was thinking about staying at, but I haven't booked anything yet. I'd probably rather stay at a campground than a Super 8.
Yeah, the prices are really good, and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. Well, thank you. Thanks, Thomas, for all you're doing. And I can't wait for everybody to get together. It's going to be a really nice time.
It really is. Thanks, Francesca.
All right. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing this, Ted. God bless you.
Thanks, Fran.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. So, Thomas, you were doing a little bit with reservations at a Ramada, correct? A little. You were researching a little bit about reservations.
No,
oh, I lost you now.
no, I'm actually.
There we go. I can hear you.
I'm actually out of Pennsylvania, Ted.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've been doing some research, and actually, since I joined, and there's been quite a few people that I've been following and kind of, following what they're doing, and which actually got me involved in this full force more than I can't say more than I wanted to, more than I expected. There's more than what I even knew myself before I got involved with this, because I know being a child of the system and fighting the system, I kind of got to see both ends of it.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted for my kids was never ever see it happen. And people think that it never could happen.
Right.
That, and I want to tell people, don't ever think it cannot happen. I had my kids for 6 years from birth till, they were 6. And it's how the reports go through and what they're classified as is into whether you are in jeopardy of losing your kid.
Right.
And they don't do their investigation. Mine has yet to be investigated.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It is. And then, people think that a judge needs to sign it. Mine was never, ever signed by a judge.
Right.
It was the agency's lawyer who signed it.
Mm-hmm. These are, it's not even law. It's not legal. It's CPS's procedures, like a guidance document that for whatever reason, lawyers, even judges are taking for face value, taking as, oh, well, this is the way they want to do it, so it's law unless somebody challenges it. And it's just it's breaking. And they're literally they're part of that 8-second thing, the family law, or family court rather, just family court breaking the law every 8 seconds. And that's part of those figures. So are you going to be able to make it down there?
Yes, I'm going to be planning. I'm carpooling with Ed. We'll be hitting yours and then going to DC to do DC as well.
Fantastic. That's a great idea. I'd love to go to DC. And you never know what might happen, but my plan right now is to go south to see my son in Florida after the event, because right when I get back I have surgery on this hand, so it'd be nice to see him. So yeah, I can relate to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can relate to you. My brother was in foster care. I was in kid jail, and it wasn't for long. We were both older. I was 16, he was 15, and we both got out of there pretty quickly, and this was in 1993. So the incentives hadn't kicked in, not fully in 1997. So it was a shitty experience for us, but it wasn't life altering the way it is with some people. We were able to bounce back pretty quickly. Like I said, he was 15, I was 16. So Amanda is calling in. Let's see if Amanda has any questions. Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the March Us live at 5. Oh, that's not Amanda. That's Ed. Must be on Amanda's phone.
It says Amanda. Hi, Ed.
How you doing, Ed? Can you hear me, Ed?
He's on mute. I think we can't hear him.
Let me see here. No, he's not.
It's not Amanda.
There we go. I can hear you now.
There's not Amanda. There we go. That is Ed.
This is Ed, not Amanda. It came up as Amanda. I have no idea why.
I know why. I know why.
You do?
Yeah, we already got a cabin down there, bud.
Fantastic.
You're heading in Friday.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday. What is this?
Okay, we'll go directly to the campground.
Okay.
We got a tree house.
You're kidding me.
No.
That's awesome.
Okay. So I'm giving you heads up that
okay,
when you get the opportunity to get down there, drop in and give them my name, and you'll have access.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Sounds good, Ed.
It's going to hold 8.
Okay. I'm trying to get you on. Do you want to be on screen or no?
Don't matter to me.
Okay.
I just popped into the Zoom. I can't figure out how to get back to my Facebook to shut that thing down.
Oh, that's all right. So, Ed, if you don't know Ed, I met Ed in New Haven, Connecticut at Joyce Farrell. Where is she? Joyce Farrell. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I just call you Joyce. Catalano. Joyce Farrell Catalano. At her event. And Ed's a great guy if you haven't met him. I'm looking forward to meeting Thomas in person. We haven't met yet in person, just on different video conferences. Very helpful guy. And it's all coming together. And so tell me, what is your plan? You're coming in on Saturday, and you're staying, obviously, for the event on Sunday. And you'll probably want to leave at least by 5 o'clock on Sunday, right? Start heading north?
Yeah, that's what we're planning.
Cool. So that's going to be kind of, you know, the meat and potatoes of the event is going to be basically 9 to 5.
What I'm planning on doing, it depends upon how this thing rolls.
Yeah.
Because I want to go get Joyce, and then I'm going to head to Thomas's. I'm going to pick up two people or 3 people there, and then head on down. And there's supposed to be somebody in North Carolina that we're meeting with, and then heading into Georgia. Once we get down there, that should be late Friday night, early Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then be there with everybody. Get to know more people.
Yep.
And try to do the follow up on finding out where everybody's at and who's all going down to Washington.
Fantastic. Or back up to Washington.
Yeah, back up to Washington.
Cool.
You got it.
And I wouldn't mind going back up to DC with you and, you know, seeing. I know there'll be a bunch of people who I've known for a couple of years, not a few years, up there, and it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. A lot of last year, a lot of Illinois folks took the trek in one car. Unfortunately, they ran into some car troubles and were late, and I think some of those same folks are going to DC again this year.
Yeah,
Ed's phone's going off.
That's all right. Whoever it was, they can call me back.
Yeah.
It's not that dang important.
Right. So I was
at this time of night. It's all it is people trying to con you into getting something.
Yes, yeah, I get a lot of scams this time of night too. Hey, I'm just gonna step over here for a second. Grab another battery. My whole life is batteries.
My direction is to get down there. I mean, I'm gonna have to leave out Thursday morning, go get Joyce and whoever's coming from there. But I already reserved our spot.
Cool.
I know that's going to come out seeming like I'm in a rush of doing something. No, I cut the price to where it's a 2-night stay. You ain't going to get a motel for what we're paying down there. And
awesome.
if you do a research in the campsite itself, you're going to see that it has everything: pool hall, rec room, conference room, the whole 9 yards. All types of camping. Everything's there.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
And the other thing is these people know Nancy Scheafer.
That's a good thing.
Want to know more.
This is exactly why we're going here.
Yep.
Exactly. Like when I went there and I went to the post office and the lady had never met her but heard all about her, knew the situation.
This woman knows her,
right.
her family.
Yep.
The secretary that runs the office.
Right.
And I told her to reach out to you.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, give me her contact. I have a sheriff I need to contact. I guess I'm going to wait to do that Monday now. And then also another former Georgia senator who ran against Nancy and apparently loves to talk about Nancy. And it was suggested to me that, you know, her and her personality type just may want to be a part of this. So I have them to contact, and obviously I'm going to be talking to a lot of people Friday night, and then hopefully Saturday, whatever we decide to do on Saturday, whether it's maybe we all, you know, congregate and hand out flyers, or go with Terry LaPointe to the falls nearby. I have some pictures of the falls that my new friend Martha sent me. And Martha is...
That was another thing that I was trying to get on here for, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
You were mentioning about food and stuff.
Oh, yes.
As far as the cabin goes, I mean, these cabins have everything as if you were in your own home.
That's really incredible. What's the name of this one again?
Oh, I don't have it directly in front of me. Where's that name at, please? It's right here in the book. Hold on a minute. I'm not exactly sitting with it, but she's going to pull it out. Because I've contacted 4 of them.
River Falls at the Gorge.
Falls
at the Gorge.
At the Gorge.
Okay.
And actually, we're going to be over top of the water with this treehouse.
Treehouse. That's incredible.
That's what we're in, and it's reasonable as all heck.
So these
are the price in full. You break it down if you put 8 people in it.
That's awesome. Okay, fantastic. I have some pictures on the screen. I know you can't see them on Zoom. Ed, I could do, or you know what? This is what I'll do. I'll do a screen share so you can see them too. So here are some pictures.
The price is $583.36. That's for 2 nights.
$533. How much?
With all amenities.
$583.36. That's with everything.
Wow.
That's 2 nights.
2 nights, and you can fit eight people. 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 people. So here are some pictures that Martha sent me, and then Martha's also going to be hopefully doing some video of Pitts Park and Clarkesville for us that I can share with you Monday. And that's all of them. So one other thing that
let's buy that ground.
Excuse me?
Let's buy that ground.
Oh, this? Buy it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what that sign is on there for.
Right. This is downtown. This is the area right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but these two big parking lots, these are metered parking lots, serving, the downtown goes further southeast. But this whole area burned down. Two restaurants, according to Martha, burned down, and it's all rebuilt. It's really nice. This is metered parking, but if you look over here at Pitts Park, right, depending on how many cars, there's probably enough parking there, but maybe not. So and I'll reiterate this in the future, if you come down here and you drive in and you're like, oh my God, there's nowhere to park, you could come up here in the courthouse parking. There's no meters here. This is where I parked when I went there, right in this spot. Here's the gazebo. I parked right here. Right. No meters. And then there's all this down here. It's on a Saturday. Court isn't in session. I can't imagine you'd get a ticket. I could be wrong. But then it's just a quick walk down, and this is a pretty steep hill right here. You walk down the hill, and then boom, you're in Pitts Park. But Friday or Saturday, going to see if there's a trail somewhere in this area. There's got to be a trail down the hill, and share that with everybody. So if you park here, you just...
We're doing carpooling.
Yeah.
Like my intention was to begin with. I feel that we shouldn't have as many vehicles in the interim of that park. Knowing that if each state, and that's what I was trying to push from the beginning, push towards each state bring a vehicle,
right,
you wouldn't have no actual issues.
Right.
And in my case, you see where I'm going. I'm reaching out to whoever I know is going to make this thing pop.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Ed.
That's why I reached out to you and told you, hey, you're going to be down there before me. You can go right ahead and access it. That way, if there's anything needed in there, like I know me and Nina has the understanding of cooking facilities and stuff like that.
Right.
Is there, yes, somebody had to bring a pot or pan, but if it's there, we don't have to bring it.
Right. Oh, right. Usually efficiencies do have pots and pans, but you never know. But yeah, I'm just showing some of... Here's the playground. So we're going to be, right kind of diagonally way over. I wish you could see my hand. It disappears. We're going to be like over in this direction. Like there's a couple of trees here, and then the stage is just past that. It's really a beautiful park, and weather in the summertime in Georgia, it could be cold, it could be... Here's that gazebo I was telling you about. And so if you look at the road right here, or no, that's the main road. This is where most of the traffic comes down this way. And then right on the opposite side of this street is parking right here, where I showed you all that parking.
Right.
That's right here. There's right in front of this gazebo back here with the orangish roof. That's an antique store that I was told to go into, but they were closed when I went up there. So I want to go there Friday. Let's see if there's other pictures of the park. Here are some people. This was a big concert they had. You can see bouncy houses in the back, and the stage is right here, right in this area. You can't see it. Oh, here it is. There's the stage. Some people on the stage. I don't know who they are.
And then as far as lunch, we could probably do cold cuts and rolls or bread.
Right. Here's another option. I want to...
It's only 30 minutes away.
Right. That's awesome. I'm going to talk to some caterers who might have, like, see this? Right at the park there, they had a concession. Yep. Like they do at carnivals. Maybe I could finagle something there. I'm not sure. I am event poor at this point, that's for sure. I don't have a lot of... Oh my goodness! Look at this! Look at the Google results. You pull up Pitts Park, Look what comes up on the list. My poster.
There you go.
It's forever ingrained in Google. Pitts Park,
Yep.
Nancy Scheafer event. Look at that already, and it hasn't even happened yet.
And the funny thing was, when I talked to this woman at first,
Mm-hmm.
she told me, I'm surprised I didn't hear about it. I said, well, this is the first year we're actually doing it for
Right.
her. I said, it's been done in Washington, but we want to put it on the own soil, on her own soil.
Right. That's the whole thing. Is
Respect to her.
exactly.
You know, she
Where
said, well, I really appreciate that, and I want to hear more. I want to put in what I do know. So that's a blessing, you know.
Right.
And every campground that I've talked to down there, I mean, they all heard of her.
Of course. That's the whole thing, and I love that Brian has been doing this for this is the third one now. I didn't know Brian when he did the first one. And the second one, it was a good time, you know. Some of the people who were there I've since fallen out with, unfortunately. But it was such a blast seeing people, because nobody had seen each other since the 2016 March, the original Restoring Freedom March that prompted the group Restoring Freedom. And so I met all these people there, hadn't seen, you know, became a little bit closer on Facebook and stuff. Oh no, but I saw them. I flew out to Illinois when Cash Jackson, when he had his court date and went to jail, I flew out there and had, instead of going in the court, I had my one-man protest outside. And that was fun. I saw a lot of them then, and then we all met up again in D.C. for that. But like I said, talking to people on the street, people came up to me after the fact when some of us went to the White House, and then we went to Mike Pence's house, the vice president's house, and talked to people along the way. Not a single person ever heard of her. And that really made me think, like, well, how do we get people who knew Nancy to Washington, D.C.? And I'm like, well, how do we get anybody to Washington? I mean, how do we get people to our own events? It's difficult enough just to get ourselves there. So why don't we go where people knew her? Why don't we go to the town where she, you know, and I didn't know, so I researched it. She was born, lived, and died right in the Habersham County area.
Yep.
So, you know, was pretty obvious to me that we needed to do something there. And not knowing all the details at the time, I'm thinking, well, maybe the family, you know, I didn't know. When I think about something, I tend to think of it in, like, you know, rainbows, unicorns, everything's perfect. You know, who knows? The family might want to reopen the case. Recently, I've realized, talking with people who knew her, that there have been people who have tried to, like, make documentaries and make some money off her name, and the children want nothing to do with it. And so we go there, we do this event, and we show people that we're not there to glorify ourselves. We're just there to are you fixing your phone or something, Ed? I don't know.
No, not me. That's Thomas.
Oh, what are you doing, Thomas? Anyways, so we're not there to glorify ourselves. We're not there to make money. There are shirts. Like I said, I'm event poor, and you know, and I want a shirt. I wanted a shirt, so I have plenty of shirts for everybody. They're just $20 at the event. If there's anything left over, you know, maybe I'll be able to give a couple away or print a couple out. I know there's a lady in California who really, really wants one, and you know, I'll try to make that happen. What was I saying? So what we want the aftermath of this to be like, oh, there was this beautiful event, these wonderful people, the people who were, you know, who Nancy Scheafer was helping, they're still around. They still need help. That's fantastic. You know, Nancy was a great person. we'll help, or we know somebody who will help. This is how you get help. You go to the source. Necessary, in most cases. If I wanted to talk to Brad Pitt, for instance, I'd figure out where he lived and I'd go there. I wouldn't expect him to watch an event in DC and then Brad Pitt's friends come to DC. I don't think that would work. We'd have to go find Brad Pitt's friends. So this is what we're doing. We're finding Nancy Scheafer's friends. We're going where she was born, lived, and unfortunately murdered. And
they say that too.
They do. What do they say?
That woman, she did say that.
Say what?
That she was murdered.
Right. Well, any way you cut it, she was murdered. Whether Bruce did it, or the Foster
organization of crime.
Right.
Crime
institution.
bosses.
They make a lot of money. It's a business to them. There's, what did Connie regularly say? And it's pronounced regularly, just so everybody knows, Connie regularly. Just like she said, 114 lobbyists for foster care, 0 for families, which that's
ridiculous.
Yeah, that kind of shows you the way things have been evolving here.
Yeah, so why I'm reached out to you, and that's the reason why I was going to call you or have you call me, was because I would appreciate if you can go open the door, and that way we're not disturbing that office at that time of night.
Okay, yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that privately. I'd be more than happy to go in there and get you all registered and ready and set up. No problem.
You got a bedding there.
Thanks, bro. I'm pretty easy when I'm traveling.
The other guy that's coming in is Charles Stalker.
That's right. I haven't met Charles either. I don't
him
think.
Up too. Well, me and him's from the same.
This is an avalanche. Sorry.
And I'm actually going to be reaching out to him tonight. So.
Cool.
Yeah, the weather up there is bad, Thomas.
It's bad right now.
Yeah, up where he's at.
Yeah, we just got 2 inches of snow, and then it started raining, and it all melted.
Yeah, it's snowing where I'm at right now. So.
You're in Pennsylvania too, Thomas? Where are you?
Yep. I'm on Ed's near Pittsburgh, and I'm near Philly.
Cool. Philadelphia.
Yep. I was born and raised.
It's a beautiful city.
Brotherly hate.
Brotherly hate. The city of brotherly hate. Yep.
Yeah, well, you didn't see that when the Eagles won. They actually lived up to their name.
Yep, I heard. It was as bad as when Boston finally won.
No, it turned out pretty good if you ask me. I mean, I have family all over down there.
Do you?
It was quiet, man.
Good.
A lot better than what people. Now, the news medias, you got to remember, they're not always on your side.
No, obviously not. They
need
a story.
I say that loosely. Not always on your side, because that's their motto.
Right.
The media down there. No, they put on stuff that had nothing to do with the Eagles winning, nothing to do with anything that was going on in the city.
Right.
They made it look like it did.
Aha.
Just like the shooting thing. I'm not totally in on it.
Right.
There was another one this morning.
Really?
Yeah. There's more. Why? I'm not playing conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy. Yeah, I never I never
with
used that word.
With that, I'm thinking, somebody brought it to my attention, and with my theory behind it is it's gonna somebody, I don't know if anybody else saw it, but there's supposedly, and it's hard to believe everybody, but they were hiring for Ed. I think I talked to you briefly about it, that they were hiring crisis actors for 2 more shootings to be coming up here in March.
It's possible.
And you know, I think, to be honest with you, with this whole thing, I think it's not going to stop until they take the guns away from us, and that's what they're trying to do.
Listen, I'm going to tell both of you, and this, I know this is broadcast, and I know I share everything. If you ever get an opportunity, look up Person of Interest, the show that was on TV.
Person of Interest.
Person of Interest. And watch that, because that's basically what we do in life.
Okay.
You know, we're interested in, like this guy who was a computer knucklehead, and he made all, like, and you know it, it's living proof. There's cameras on every street corner in any city you go into. Even in your rural areas, there's cameras all over the place. You don't know who's watching you.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant for that purpose. It was meant to keep the crimes down, like in Chicago and New York and city of, and that's what they used it for. But then they abused the system of it and start watching people. Now, when they want to target you, they know where to target you at, because you follow a path in your life that you always go the same way home. You always do this the same way. This is one man that does it. You never know which state I'm in. You never know where I'm at. And if you do, you better be very close to me or watch your back.
I'll remember that, Ed.
Right.
I won't get on your bad side. There was
no, I'm saying these people, that's what they did. They abused the system. And that's exactly what we're dealing with right now. And if you do the research and you watch that show, just a couple episodes of it.
Okay, I will.
And you're gonna see that everything that they're talking about there is being done.
Right. Well, you make something profitable that wasn't so before, and you will not only succeed, but you will create a market, a higher market and a higher price for what you're making profitable. When you make children profitable, what was done is like I said yesterday, these foster institution, specifically Foster More and Foster America, who were on I think it was, I don't know if it was NPR or VPR, Vermont Public Radio, or the National Public Radio, saying we have too many foster kids. We need more. You take the profit away. Guess what? There'll be a lot less foster kids because they'll be staying with their families.
And Charles's favorite words is the family is the DSS in your area.
The family should be, you know. I have a lot of footage that I have a lot of footage, newer footage of news coverage of CPS agencies going by what a disgruntled neighbor says, and then the police come in, take the kids, put the parents in jail.
That's how it was with mine. I got put in cuffs the night of mine for it because I wouldn't let my kid go.
Yep.
But yet my kid was holding on to me and screaming, and they put me in cuffs and tried taking me to jail that night.
Yep. For an allegation that never happened. And
an allegation that they never investigated yet. When they came back, the original allegation that they claimed to be there for was never in the paper for the removal.
Benjamin.
So that original allegation proves that they're harassing people because they would have put that one in the removal.
Benjamin Franklin would be rolling in his grave. What he said, which he took from Voltaire of France back in 17-something, is the foundation of due process, which is, it is better to see 100 guilty people go free than to see one innocent man incarcerated. And the fact that they go in there without any warrant, put you in custody with nothing, goes against how our legal system, the foundation of the American legal system is due process. Bypassing due process, you then have tyranny, treason, and that's what the lower courts, just like Jeff Sessions said, have been doing. They've been creating their own legislation, bypassing the legislative process, and it has to stop. The family court system is the worst violators of this. taking CPS procedures and making them law in some counties, that's illegal. It has to stop, and it will stop. What happened to you?
That's like another thing. Here's the question: how does a paper in mine with a copy stamp not match what they sent to other people?
Right. So it works in their favor. This is like the right to lie case. Who called in? Was it Kirk who called in? Or no, it was Chris on Francesca's show. If you look in right to lie on YouTube, this case will come up. I've watched it numerous times, and it's just incredible to me. The judges are saying, of course you can't lie in court, and they're like saying, but this is the lobbyist for CPS, for foster care, saying, but it really hasn't been said, and the judges are like, are you crazy? And she's like, but no, really, it really hasn't been said anywhere that we can't lie or they can't lie. And so what you'd think would be open shut 5 minutes, I think it's an hour, or maybe it's 45 minutes long. I don't remember.
Right. I remember posting it.
Right. And so Kathleen Arthur, for a long time, she was involved in that, and she was on the Million Parrot March live show, describing this and saying how, all right, Thomas is gone. Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
So, no, they don't have the right to lie. They never have, and now we have, or she has, all these cases, but at the time, not necessarily, certainly not the volume or the number of lawyers needed to deal with all these cases, these past cases of perjury. These are all the things we need help with. And Nancy Scheafer, if she was here today dealing with a Trump single-party Republican administration, she would be getting stuff done for us. And she's gone. And we need help. We need our Martin Luther King. We need our Nancy Scheafer back.
I'm going to have Chris or somebody in the as I look at the chiefs of the group, I have one of them reach out to a state representative in South Carolina and have either a conference with her, a phone conference with her, or a actual meeting with her.
Okay. All right.
Because she says that she's for the children. Yes, she signed on to a lot of these grandparents' rights bills because I was involved in doing that. But when it comes to hearing me, she has a secretary that works in her office that she runs in Lexington, South Carolina. And this woman was an ex-DSS worker, and she has personal information on my granddaughter.
Yep. Taco truck.
We can get directly to Miss Shealy, which is the state representative I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Have somebody touch base with her, but not know. And if they do it in person, I want to be there. But she don't know what I look like.
Well, if she watches this, she'll get an idea. I don't have you on camera now, but I did.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't watch this stuff.
Right.
Because they don't want it to be known.
Right.
That they did do something, and it's a double kidnap. I mean, they kidnapped my granddaughter, and then they kidnapped my daughter and took her across state lines as a mental patient / brain trauma patient.
And you have.
Yeah. And I have documents. I have documents.
Right.
I have police reports. Right now, I'm working on medical reports.
Yep.
And 35 years old is what she is now, and I've been her father for 35 years, but I've been her guardian for the past 22 years.
Right. And they could have easily given her to you, given her
Yep.
to a grandparent.
Well, we were there. All they had to do is give the grandchild to me and my fiance, and
yep,
it wouldn't have been any of this.
Right.
But they didn't do it because of the sale of children in South Carolina.
Yeah, one of the things Nancy was talking about is in one of her speeches is reducing the time from 7 days to 72 hours being placed, or being having. They have 7 days apparently, and I'll have to look into this more. But in 2000, 6 or 7 when that
my
video
granddaughter was
came
taken
out.
in May of 2010.
2010.
Nancy was murdered in March of 2010.
Yep. And it just got where, you know, they got rid of her and they just made their job easier. Well, we are at the top of the hour. It's 5:59. I like to keep these down to an hour because it's just in promotion of the event. And we have
you got anybody else on live tonight?
Oh, after tonight? No, I think tonight is broadcast free. But tomorrow, Francesca will be live on Punished for Protecting. I think it's tomorrow, with myself and Brian Lee. And Brian Lee and I haven't talked since him and I had a falling out back before the Million Parrot March. So that'll be fun.
Look at it this way, and this is what I tell people in all these cases.
Yeah.
Forget about what happened yesterday.
Look to the future. That's exactly right. Yeah. Things in the past.
All these cases. Yeah. The only thing I want is the number one, where it started from.
Yep.
We go into this organizational thing. And that's exactly where I went into this lawyer. This lawyer is new that this young lady has.
Right.
We went right from point A, where it started. It's the only thing we look back on.
Right.
The beginning of it.
Right.
And then brought it all the way up to the current today.
That's the way to do it. Because
and then forget about it. Forget about what happened yesterday because you can't change it.
Exactly. Yeah, what
What
happens
can change is what's going to happen in the future.
Right. Yeah, and that's what CPS agents do, that's what the family courts do, that's what lawyers do, and that's what tends to happen even in personal relationships is there's a beginning when this all started, and then a bunch of crap in the middle that probably made it worse, extending the time, which makes everything worse, and then the resolution, which hopefully we all get in all our cases. One of our First Amendments, the last sentence in there is
we can work on them one at a time.
Yeah.
And I do have the belief because I've been on in the past 2-3 months here. I've been on 4 different cases.
Right.
And
seeking redress. That's
the
last sentence of the First Amendment is to seek redress from our government when they do us wrong, and that's my intention for all of us. There's no reason why my son's future was destroyed by making his dad bankrupt. There was no need for it. So, with that, I'll bid you all adieu, and I look for Punished for Protecting live tomorrow with Francesca Amato Banfield, me, Ted Fogg, and my old friend, Mr. Brian Lee, the host of Remembrance of Nancy Scheafer in Washington, D.C. So have a great Friday night, you guys. I love you all. Mwah. Thank you, Ed, for calling. Thank you, Thomas. I will. And Francesca, thanks for joining for a minute there. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Okay.
On Punished for Protecting. Adios.
Adios. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Now
concludes
the hour of action.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain
just hold on a second, Ed.
rights.
Stay there and we'll talk
afterwards.
afterwards.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it.
For depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury.
To subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws.
All experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed.
But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security.
We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
And we're going to take our country back from these people.